I certainly am as well. What a journey we've been on the last couple of days. And it all comes down to this, the end of our little journey here, our little Polish journey.
What a journey.
It's been so much fun to start this new era of history in sim racing. But who's going to come out on top? I've been and ahhing, I've been switching it around, been talking about it behind the scenes. I can't remember who I picked 7 hours ago.
It's just mind-blowing at the moment, I have to tell you, Lewis. I mean, you look at these names that we've got here in this grand final, folks, it is sensational. Jeffrey Revolver, for one, who has been dominant all day long so far.
Will's pick.
Will's pick as well, and Will's a genius, so, you know, I can't write off Jerry.
I don't know. I don't know about
Lewis, how could
it's right, he can't actually argue. So it's fine, you can say what you want. I don't know, I can't remember, I'm pretty sure I said Max Benecker behind the scenes. I'm leaning more, I might have said Josh Rogers, which is where I'm actually going to lean towards at the moment. I think Rogers, particularly in quarterfinal 2 there, just looked like he had that step above, that one little extra, you know, couple of
I thought the final was going live at past. Apparently not.
Ridiculously strong, but Max Benecker, not someone to write off.
No, not at all.
He's not been scratched off just yet.
I tell you what, if you bet against him yesterday, he would have fooled you. I tell you what, he managed to get himself, certainly, but his name embedded as the very first winner of the final here in ESL.
I think this is Josh Rogers to lose, to be honest. He's been the quickest man here.
Yuri Toman did everything he could to slow him down, did everything he could to close the gap, just wasn't able to do it, although it's a different circumstance this time. We're at Hockenheimring, not Spa-Francorchamps.
It is true. I mean, looking at Josh Rogers coming through this final sector, again, in practice, I'll remind you once more, he did set that 35.9. Now, bearing in mind those lap times that we've been talking about with it being 36.2s, he's just been incredible. I still think he needs to set a 36.2 in qualifying, maybe even go a little bit faster. But I'm just looking at Will's notes, and this has cropped up. Yeah. It does say #JoshOP, which I think is just about right. You can let us know, though, of course, #ESLR1 or at ESL_R1 or just in the chat. I mean, have a discussion among yourself. Is Josh OP?
Is Josh
no worries, Paul.
Is it going to be Beneke? Let us know.
Sucks, obviously, for your will die, mate. Hope you get it fixed quick.
Your thoughts and feelings on this specific championship. Don't forget as well, #ESLR1 on Twitter. Make sure
hey, Justin, how's it going, buddy?
Instagram. Let us know what you think of this championship. Also, the tags, if you want to find us on Twitter and Instagram, remember, it's ESL.
So I did catch a couple of the, I think I caught one of the semi-finals, and it was eventful at the start. But other than that, yeah, kind of fizzled out again. It's been kind of the story of today. Whoever's basically got on pole has won it. So qualifying is very, very important. Yeah, I'm good, Justin. I'm not bad. Nice chilled Sunday. Waiting for obviously the final, and then we'll got a nice roast dinner to have afterwards.
Exceptionally busy today. They've had a lot to deal with. We had a lot of drama to deal with, and I can safely say I think we've got some more.
As far as action pack goes, it's definitely gone up a level since Spa yesterday.
There is race control.
There you can see them. Look, this is the calm before the storm. They're just taking a seat, just waiting, obviously, for what's going to come.
Yeah, when's qualifying starting? I think the race is due to start at past. So I think they're actually watching the practice this time.
At this point, everyone is just, you know, battling to become the man to take P1. And obviously, at this point, there is a long list of names of possibilities here. I mean, I'm sensing a good race for RAG. I think they can carry on the momentum. They have been.
But how many?
Since the start of the
so I think there's 3. Is there 3 or is there 2 guys from Mercedes in the final?
2 drivers between Toman and Chinchik. You know, they're in a good spot. Risto Kappa getting knocked out in the quarters, and of course, just in the semis there, Erhan Yovsky. After that insane qualifying effort. Well, if semi-final 1 qualifying was amazing, what are we about to see here? Oh, I think we need to see something extra special. And again, before we get into that qualifying time, we'll talk about the session, what we're expecting from the session. Yeah. Lap time wise, if you see anything below a 20.2 in the first sector, we're on a good lap. Something below a 45.6 or even a 45.5, anything below there in that qualifying session, incredible. And then the overall lap time, we're looking for somewhere around a 1:36.2. A 2:12 was the fastest lap of the day so far, set by Will's choice, Jeffrey Rietveld.
I'll tell you what, that might be a hint. Do you not think? Tell you what, you never know.
Practice done. Here goes qualifying, guys.
Here, certainly today. He has been sensational. Red line, of course, are in absolute
2 secs.
ecstasy with this man. He can certainly deliver. But one man who can deliver is, of course, Maximilian Beneke joining Mouse. He was formerly of Redline. Could it be a Mouse Redline fight?
Could be, but I wouldn't count out Josh Rogers from all of that. He will be the first one to take to the qualifying. You can see the timer on the screen. They'll be counting down. You've got
Max and Josh next to each other.
One over is Josh Rogers, who'll be the first driver to take to the lap here at the Hockenheim Ring in the final qualifying session here in IEM.
Pick up and Josh nodding his head.
Right.
Sorry, George.
He's going to send us on our way down through towards turn one. Of course, Josh Rogers looking to notch his
Right, so 36.2 was good enough last time for a pole position, or just about.
Give you the track position at the very start that we did see in our previous race. That looked a little scrappy there going through turn one.
It's still fine. I think like with where he ran out wide, I think he's absolutely fine. He kept two wheels on, doesn't look too flustered, heavy onto the brakes coming down to that second corner, so cross over that first sector split.
Looked a bit wide there.
Through turn three. What is it going to be from Rogers? It's a 20.252, which for a Porsche is pretty good in that first sector. And now we get to the important bit.
We said
keep putting your foot, throttle down and change your gears.
Yeah, just literally hit it. Literally down through the parabolica, and then up next you have got Spitzker. Of course, this has been the place, certainly the figment where we have seen so many moves being made here at the Hockenheim Ring. And there you can see the throttle input play as well, the brake inputs as well, from none other than Josh Rogers, who now works his way through turn 7. Turn 8 coming up next, yet another
flat out,
very heavy braking zone, where of course we will see many moves here in our final race.
That was tight, that was good.
Through the arena section, couple of snaps of oversteer as he places that throttle down, no shakes of the head from Rogers. See what it's like once we've exited the arena.
Bit glitchy, innit? A bit stuttery.
Disappointed to me. 45.5, you shouldn't be disappointed with that, good sir. It's
that was
decent,
tight
but
for
is it going to be good enough to get into those all-important 36.2s? Is he going for a record lap around here? Those numbers aren't saying so, but it could still be good enough for pole.
Anything's possible here at this point. They've got the final sector now. It's Josh Rogers for Porsche, who have literally, like a phoenix, risen from the ashes after a very difficult time at Spa. Josh Rogers now to notch
using all the track. What's he done? 36.4.
Where's he going to park the car?
36.219.
And I think that's not far off. I think 7 thousandths off our fastest time.
Yep, certainly is. 2:12 set by Jeffrey Rietveld. He did a 2:16 in the previous qualifying session. That shows his consistency. Enzo Benito up towards the line, the first of the
36.391. This is going to be a tight qualifying.
That ain't good enough for the front row. But look at this time from Marcel Chinchik. Second sector's very good.
He's been brilliant all weekend. Chinchik, a little smirk, a little grin. Is it enough?
Ooh,
not quite.
2.75.
Enzo Benito and Josh Rogers at the same time.
Literally 5 thousandths in it.
Yesterday's winner in the final, Max Beneke.
Not good.
I tell you what, it's not looking pretty, is it?
No, once again, a 20.3 and a 45.6. This is not ideal for Mouse. He struggled with qualifying today. He did amazing back in Spa. But
Beneke, a 36.399.
Certainly isn't going to cut the mustard.
Not at all. Kevin Ellis Jr. now coming up towards the line himself. What's Apex Racing Team got in the bag on this occasion? Is it enough? It's enough for third place.
2.91. Mate, I'll tell you what, these qualifying times, there's going to be nothing in it. Nothing in it.
Driver in this final. Let's see what Pajic can do as he punches his way up towards the line. He's been superb in that quarter final as he'll set a 1:36.41, 1/2 of a second off of the pole time at the moment. And this is the one we want to see. Jeff Rietveld, who was going through the first and second sector. I saw those times. They weren't good. Baldwin's really struggled through that first sector. He could be qualified in last here, depending on other issues.
It certainly could be. Mabil one curve now making his way through. Here comes Jeffrey Rietveld, of course. Now let's see where he can line up in this grid order. It's looking pretty grim for him too. A 4.13, and this was the man who put it on pole earlier on today.
Maurice Lerner with a superb second sector. He's good enough for second.
2.56.
In the mix, that's absolutely certain. But it won't be Max Beneke as James Baldwin. A dismal lap for Mercedes. He'll cross the line with
38 seconds. Wow.
38.3. James Baldwin, a very difficult, certainly session for him to land a serious blow on this order. Certainly many cars looking a lot faster. Yuri Toman, who has been brilliant now all weekend himself. He can see him now kicking, pushing the car along. He's furious at this point. A 36.693, and that's not the place you want to be.
No, he's absolutely
no.
furious with that. Here comes Dara McCormack. Second sector's not good
Hey,
enough.
Harry, welcome,
he had
buddy.
Immediate hugs from the team, but it's not going to be good enough to qualify himself up the order. He does manage to get ahead of Yuri Toman, but 9th is as good as it's going to get. It could be one worse. Kevin Siggy, one more corner to tick off.
The magician with the moustache, he gave it a twist as we introduced him in this final round. Comes across the line. Is it enough for an improvement? P5 for Kevin Siggy.
5. Wow. Look how close that is at the top.
Josh Rogers is on pole for the final round.
4 people within just a few thousands of each other. Crazy.
Fanatec couldn't do much about it, but what a super lap time. We didn't see that barnstormer like what we saw in quarterfinal 1, but I've got to say it was still an incredible qualifying session.
This is going to be a dicey race, I think. This is going to be a dicey race.
Good enough.
No, not at all. I tell you what, if you're Josh Rogers right now, this is the perfect time to unleash your pace. Very soon, of course, they will be making their way out, obviously getting a cycle lap in, getting prepared, ready for the start of the race. Now, this is where you need to settle down. You need to get yourself set to hit turn 1. We know how crazy it can get, and certainly given the fact that we're on the final round here, Lewis, turn 1 is going to be so key, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a way of putting it. I think we are going to
be interesting, guys.
Very on edge through that first corner. We've seen some drama on the first laps before. I think we're going to see very much the same as well going through this race, because it's now or never for a lot of these teams. We spoke about this yesterday when we've had those battles for like 1st through 6th. They're not battles per se in the course.
Literally in like 2 minutes, Jack. Not even that.
In the finals, something very, very different.
Yeah, Baldwin last. He had a very slow first sector. I think he probably hit the curb too much. Like he was 2 seconds off the pace in the first sector.
I have self-belief. I have faith.
I think he that's where he was basically 2 seconds off the pace, was in the first sector. So it's the first corner and the second corner. So he's either gone very deep into the second corner or he's hit the curb too hard in the first corner.
Well, I'm not taking part in this race, that's for certain.
No, but we get
and had like a big wobble or something.
Are you at home, folks? So do brace yourself. It's going to be absolutely sensational.
But yeah,
not ideal at all for Beneke, and here's the grid order. Maximilian Beneke.
Grid order, but no times.
He's not actually starting at the top. Of course, if you remember, it is Josh Rogers who's starting for the top. I think we're going to have an amended graphic. Yeah.
Current opinion on Rennsport?
It's coming very slowly, but of course Josh Rogers is on
it looks okay. I think that's about it, really. There's nothing there that really shouts out to me. I said this, that when you're watching sim racing, you can only go really by the graphics. I know it's an alpha, so there's some things in here that look need amending, like the way the cars bounce over the curbs and stuff. There's a little bit of glitchiness and things. But I think it looks good. It looks good. That's all I can say, really. Physics-wise, can't comment until you get your hands on it, can you? Really. So yeah, we'll see. I'm not sure these guys are allowed to say what they think about the game or sim. So yeah, but it's been a pretty solid weekend for him, I would say, considering it's a beta and / alpha of this sim. It's gone really well without any hitches. No connect. Obviously, it helps. It's a LAN event as well, so everyone's there. But there's been no issues with connections and technical issues. From a broadcasting perspective, just from us watching it, just a few things with like cars going over the curves, a little bit like stop-starty sometimes with a bit of the cars moving backwards and forwards. But yeah, it's been quite solid. Yeah, agree, Jimmy. Agree. You wanted to succeed. I've said it before earlier on in today's earlier stream. I don't have too much interest though if it is just GT3. If there's more or just GT cars, hopefully they add open wheels, hopefully they add the hypercars, that sort of stuff. That would be where I get a little bit more enticed into it.
Of course, has finished in 3rd, and then in 3rd again, he's where he starts.
Right, here we go. Here's the race. Final.
Here in the ESL R1 race here at Hockenheim, all 5 lights are lit, and it is pedal to the metal.
Oh, good start by Josh Rogers. Moritz not going to kill anyone today. Oh, he's going to be under pressure though. Someone's sending it a BMW. Oh. Where was a bit argy-bargy there. Oh, here we go. There's a rope there. That wasn't my mouse. That was someone else's.
Trying to attack Rogers. He's close enough, but all of this fight is grabbing our attention right now.
Yeah, certainly Beneke trying to get himself out of a box here. He's got an RAG card to his left.
Oh, mate, he's stuck. He's stuck there, isn't he?
Sensational as he makes his way through Spitz curve. There's still
he's been blocked.
As they head on the outset, two Mercedes are going to bully their way through. You can hear the response from Beneke. He's less than happy.
Yeah, he is not pleased with that. Kevin Ellis Jr. trying to battle out with Kevin Siggy. They were battling through turn one.
Is he sending it around the outside? He's holding it around the outside there, isn't he? Outside, then inside. They're going to be side by side for the kink? No. Good move there. Good move. Rennsport. Oh no, two Mercedes at the back. Three Mercedes, one of them is a Williams car. But Josh Rogers opening up that gap though. Oh, absolutely bossing it today.
They're racing their own race right now.
Yeah, if Max Beneke has any aspirations of even a podium, guess who he has to pass? One red line, two red line, three red line. He has got a lot of his old teammates there sat ahead of him. Andre Kunzman and Luke Bennett sat behind the scenes waiting to see what happens. Let's take a look at the race start.
Yeah, absolutely right indeed. Joshua Rogers got the launch he would have wanted. Moritz Lerner, though, I think was more concerned about Chinchik on the left. A little twitch, though, from Chinchik's car. But look at this. Kevin Ellis Jr. and Kevin Siggy through turn one. Two very, very...
Oh, mate, who was that BMW?
And in fact, he made contact with his own teammate.
I mean, there's a teammate
Bloody sent it, didn't he? Morning, Timo.
Fair enough, each their own. Another big send. It was the RAG getting into them. That'll be Yuri Toman. And then they had the three wide off where the two Mercedes AMG cars were just pushed over by the mouse of Maximilian Beneke.
Bit of a bolshy start.
Still going side by side there, of course, with Kevin Siggy as they
yeah, they're very, very different, Jimmy. A lot more weightier, not as manoeuvrable. Really have to make use of trail braking more to control the front end. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say, Conrad Maddox really trying to put on some very fancy shots with the drone.
Oh, Beneke's passed someone already.
But you've got to give it a go. These drivers, they're pushing it to the very, very limit. I'm actually surprised we haven't seen more drama.
Well, no, I think
yeah, same here, to be honest. It's all a little bit nicey-nicey.
He had a look on Yuri Toman here, who is not used to being at this end of the field. Remember, he is qualified generally up in the top 5.
James Baldwin all over the back of him.
Since we started the ESL R1
Look how close Baldwin is there. Go on, Baldwin.
Lap 3 of 13, 10 laps to go, 11, including this one in particular. Joshua Rogers still leads the way. Lerner in second, Chinchik third, further back.
Hey, quick errors again, buddy.
As well, running wide. Dara, certainly there, Dara McCormack going wide at turn 1. Very uneasy.
Yeah, he's having a
Baldwin's going to be on attack here. Look how close he is. He's tucked up right behind him.
Yeah, no, it's not that bad. He's running in 12th. I mean, he's running all right.
It's not off the pace.
I had to try and get something like that out there. He can definitely get some decent points from this race. Yuri Toman is well ahead. We look behind the scenes at RAG, where their focus of attention will surely be more towards Marcel Chinchik, who's
I'm tired. Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Just chilling. Just watching the final of this round 2 of the ESL.
Ladies and gentlemen, yes, it is only 13 laps. Yes, it is only roughly 20 minutes.
Rogers holding that 7.5 tenths from Moritz. Sijanik is in third, close behind him.
He now needs to get past one of his definite old mates, Enzo Benito.
Yeah, absolutely right indeed. 6th place for Benito at the moment, currently behind
there
his
he
teammate
is.
Kevin Siggy as well. Siggy having a reasonable run so far. Would have probably preferred to get ahead, though, of Kevin Ellis Jr. at the very start of the race. So give credit to the Apex Racing driver. Obviously, a sensational start for them to hold on to what they claimed in qualifying. Marcel,
I think Josh has got this comfortably, though.
Pretty smart as well. Moritz Lerner
From it to B licensed last night and now on 3.5 SR. So they need to do 4 time trials or 4 races. Yeah, you can do races. Obviously, you'll get more. Time trials, you only get a small percentage. It would be more than 4 time trials to get up to 4.0.
If you are new to like this kind of style of racing or anything like that, is a slap on the wrist. It means the next time you do it, you will get a penalty, but it's enough to say that Race Control have taken a look and will take a look at something else.
Yeah, we got a replay.
Oh, wow.
Here. This is Dara. Yeah, this was when he went wide, heading out of turn 1 down towards turn 2. The Mercedes then taking full advantage.
Big old snap there. Took T1 too much.
A mistake from Dara McCormack, but he's doing his level best to try and remain inside this fight, and I get the feeling that this will kick off quite a lot. So you know, if you want to get involved,
just think to get promoted. Well, if you get up to 4.0, then you get an automatic promotion.
Again, obviously in the Twitch chats as well as hashtag ESL R1.
So you get an early one.
ESL_R1 on various forms of social media. Again, you can let us know exactly what you think.
See, come on, guys, someone send it. They're all being nicey here.
I think we're due a survey from quite a few. There's 400 people yesterday answered it.
Well, surely that means we have to have more today.
I think more. I think so.
Yeah. So come on, get surveying.
Come on.
We want to make this series together. All of us as a community. Let's all put in the work. Yeah, ESL are all about your input, folks, as is Rennsport. Make sure you land your comments. Make sure you leave your opinions on the game itself. Give your feedback.
Roger's opening up the gap. Sisnik can't get close. Second between fourth and fifth. Be a good result for Kevin Ellis Jr. to be fair, if he finishes in the top 4. I think he just scraped through both the. I think he finished in 6th in both the quarters and semis. So finishing in 4th would be good for him.
How the track limits work, because you might see people running wide at turn 1 and thinking, how are they not getting drive-through penalties? They get 8 cuts in the race. That sounds like a lot, but around here, trust me, it's not. The track limits are pretty stringent, with the exception of turn 1.
Field's starting to spread out. Oh no.
Real life as well. Let's not get ahead of it. You know, we know what Hockenheim's like in real life. They are allowed to run wide there, potentially a little bit too wide. 8 times. On the 8th time, they will receive a drive-through penalty. They will be well aware of that, and we know, as ex-drivers, sort of, not really, but kind of. They will be pushing that to the very, very limit.
Reedville's at the back of the grid. What happened to him?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he had a 5-second slowdown. There we go. Right on cue, answering my question, guys.
That's our first penalty issued. This time to Jeffrey Rietveld.
Commentator's curse. Clearly, that only happened because Will Vincent said that is the only reason, only reason whatsoever that.
Surely that means that the team themselves won't be seeing the stewards at the end of the race.
Isn't it going to close up or not?
I'm sure Redline will be seeing Will Vincent not for the first time.
Best of luck, Will. I don't think it'll be just your voice you lose.
Sisnik needs Moritz to lose the toe from Josh. He's just in the toe. If he loses it, then he'll be under attack.
Unfortunately for Rietveld, there it is sent him towards the back of the field.
Josh just can't seem to get him out of the toe at the moment. He's right on the edge of it. I think 8 tenths is the sweet spot, or is the edge of the toe. Once you're outside that, you don't get it.
Very smooth indeed, just managing the race right now. We've seen it loads of times before. Remember the tyre deck wearing off. I spoke to Kevin Siggy prior to the start of the race. He said he constantly conserves. He said he doesn't ever stop.
So look at the time probably come down. Yeah, there you go. There's the toe coming down.
The tyre degradation levels in comparison to the other cars.
Yeah, I mean that is just sometimes how it goes.
Josh far enough ahead to keep him back though.
Win you over with some teams, lose you over with others. That's just how it works. You win some on tracks, you lose some on tracks. It can work better with your driving style than with their driving style.
James Baldwin out to 9th.
Behind the scenes to make sure the balance of performance is just right, and they work with teams as well. And I was talking to some of them yesterday. Is that even like Red Dot, they know that the balance of performance is never going to be perfect.
I don't want to see his pedals. I want to stay on the cockpit.
Every single circuit, you need to get them as near as makes no difference. And we're kind of in that vein. Sometimes it works slightly against you. Other times, you're the one in the OP car.
It's no different in real life when you've got manufacturers producing the cars. Obviously, they all have their, their betters and their worst moments. Obviously, Joshua Rogers having a little moment there in the gravel trap, and that's allowed Moritz Lerner to creep into the gap ever so slightly. Heading through Mobile 1 curve, he just got a little loose on exit, I think, and just dipped his toes.
Yeah, 6 tenths now, Moritz is.
So if they slide off too deep into it, you can really slow the car down. You don't really tend to slip and slide and go off for a big crash, but you can just kind of again dig into that gravel trap just a little bit, slow yourself down ever so slightly, and then.
Where's closest at the moment? So you've got the 2 red line cars. You then got Toman and Baldwin quite close together.
before we get back to this.
But they're just not. They're not doing anything at the moment. Fizzled out, isn't it? Even though they're quite close. Max Benecke might do something though if he gets close. But everyone's in a bit of a just like a. They haven't got DRS, but almost they're just in a train at the moment, aren't they? No one's just close enough to be able to get the benefit of the toe and make the most of it.
And I get the feeling now that Mouse are looking to bounce.
Yeah, they're certainly trying to find some way into this fight. Maximilian Benecke, after a race win yesterday, I mean, he'll be determined to back that up with something, whether it's a top 5 or I think a podium is probably slightly too far out of reach. He doesn't want to come out here and finish towards the back end of the top 10. Even 7th isn't good enough. There is an awful lot of water around the Apex Racing team desk, so Alex, yeah, they're needing Johan Hart as well. Desperate for water.
A lot of vocal work, perhaps. You know, in terms of their communications with the stewards, perhaps.
Siggy's dropping back, isn't he? He's holding up the pack. Yeah, but Benecke is going to be on him here. Benecke could pull something, actually make something happen in this race, because nothing has happened since lap 1.
One for each of them. Enzo Benito dealing with the pressure perfectly well from Maximilian Benecke behind. Yeah, he is, but the gap still remains very slender, just within 0.4 of a second. Benecke, of course, no stranger to these performances, is actually, as we said, keep alluding to the fact that he did.
Is he going to be able to close up on him here? Definitely looks a bit closer.
He can certainly deliver a stellar performance yet again today. Obviously, the gap between now Kevin Siggy and Kevin Ellis Jr. now stretches to 2.1 seconds, and that, in return, should Benecke make the moves on the 2 red line cars,
ball wins close.
Life very difficult for the Audi to try and gather a podium place.
Yeah, like I say, when it comes to this race, it does seem as though it's building up to this big crescendo. Moritz Lerner is closing in on Josh Rogers. The pressure is being built. This could be Josh Rogers playing with the pack. I know some people might be sat there thinking that's the case, but if you're playing with a pack, you're playing with a pack from a safe distance. You don't play with them when you're this close. There is some serious
look at that mirror
coming from the likes of Moritz Lerner. There was a little look into the I'll go with
Moritz is really close now, isn't he? Jesus.
Of Enzo Benito as he was staring into the mirror as Maximilian Benecke was closing in, but Benecke's teammate Lerner is
Josh's tyres starting to fall off a little bit.
Lerner currently within 0.5 of a second. He has managed it very well indeed, and certainly has adjusted well. I mean, he's been part of the esports.
Oh, he's a bit wide there, yeah.
Mistake there from Joshua Rogers. The rear end just getting a little twitchy, heading through the final corner here at Hockenheim Ring as they make their way across.
He's starting to drop Sisnick a little bit as well.
Will soon become lap 9 of 13. The timer's ticking down. It's crunch time, folks. It's showtime.
Yeah, look at his tyres. Look at his tyres. His back left is in orange. So he's struggling with his tyres. Similar to ACC, where you can see the level of your tyres.
And then we get to the BMW of Kevin Siggy, a little bit too far off the back for my liking, but for me, Moritz Lerner,
I wonder if Moritz must have better tyres at the moment.
Chinchik might be able to take an opportunity should Lerner go for a move here, but just look at it and look in the mirror there slightly for Moritz Lerner.
Oh, he's got so much more grip.
Further down as well. How about some of this? Enzo Benito under pressure from Benecke heading into Spitz curve. They still run side by side. Benecke forced to go off track. This might allow Yuri Toman in, and certainly they will go side by side through turn 7.
Here we go.
Through towards turn 8. Benecke still going wheel to wheel with Toman. Toman, who's used to this, could certainly challenge Benecke. Remember, it all came to a crescendo in Spa with Benecke holding back the tirade set from Yuri Toman, and Benecke once again puts him at bay.
Yeah, I mean, Benecke and Toman have been separated by
he is good at defending,
and we're seeing
Max.
it right now. For Toman to be on that same kind of level as Yuri Toman, it really does show the level that Yuri Toman's bringing to the table.
This has brought everyone up closer. This is good. Come on. let's see some sends in the last few laps.
Also, there's a look behind the scenes at RHG. They know they can still win this thing.
They certainly can. They're still in contention. Obviously, the gaps are still very marginal. They're cascading, in fact. I mean, look at this now. Lerner's still now within that 4.5 of a second gap. It's stretching out to 5, but it won't go much further than that, I can assure you. Chin-Chick in behind 2 in 3rd place, still trying to deliver a crunching blow into 2nd. I think maybe just being a little patient, waiting for Lerner to perhaps pounce and then maybe spring on that opportunity.
Yeah, 4 laps left.
Baldwin is tucked up right. They're all tucked up. Bowman's tucked up behind Max. Max is tucked up behind Benito. Baldwin's tucked up here. Gonna see it, maybe. Max has had to go defended. So to defend, and Baldwin sending it up the inside.
Look who's coming into the fight too, James Baldwin. Like I said, you've got to take your chances, certainly here at Hockenheim Ring. And now Baldwin,
go on, James. He's just tuck up in behind.
But might have a chance at turn 8.
Yeah, again, it's absolutely fantastic, but no position switches here. Just struggles to make their way past around the Hockenheim Ring. The best overtaking opportunity is down into the hairpin, potentially into the arena section, but that doesn't mean we don't see moves like this going into Mobile 1, going round into Sachs Curve. There are plenty of opportunities for them to look down the inside, to send one. I mean, sometimes we've seen some overzealous sends, like we saw from Tim Yarshall today. But still, they're going to give it a go if they've got it.
Well, you have to. I mean, at the end of the day, this is the final. This is not. You can't gain anything from finishing in the top 6.
3 more laps. 3 more laps.
You absolutely need the win. Obviously, that's what all the drivers want. Here and now, in this final race at Hockenheim Ring, the stage is not any bigger than this. This is
top 4 are separated by no more than 2.5 seconds. Look at the top 4.
Take a look further back, and it looks like this is the Beneke moment with Yuri Toman.
Yeah, obviously Toman was looking back up and under, but then getting a bit of contact from the Mercedes behind, a bit of a hip check between the pair of them as they were dragging their way up towards the kink advantage, though would go its way of Yuri Toman, as we would see James Baldwin jump back in line. Just 3 laps left to go, 3 more for Roger to hang on, but that gap is underneath that.
Siznik is like showing his nose as well.
Distance here at the moment, Lewis. It's looking like it's going to continue.
That Audi just looks like it's carrying so much more speed for the hairpin.
Lap 11 of 13. There's more to come, folks.
And he's definitely got more grip at the end of this race. Look.
The next right-hander, obviously, still plenty of laps. We've still got, well, just over 2 more to go. Joshua Rogers still, though, leads the charge. You'll be happy.
The problem Moritz has is that if he makes a move, he has to make it stick because he's got Siznik right up behind him. If Siznik wasn't there, he probably would have maybe made like a lunge at the already. But because there's a possibility of him losing like 2 more spaces or places, sorry. He needs to make sure he's got the move in the bag.
If it's going to be too much for him, but realistically right now, I think he does have the measure of the pack behind, but it's a big pressure cooker with 2 laps left to go. Rogers wants to be a part of this historic weekend and begin this revolution in sim racing.
I think Rogers has got it in the bag. Don't think he's going to be able to get close enough to Rogers to make a move like that stick without potentially losing another place. Even 2 places. I mean, look how close the top 4 are.
It has to be said, it might deliver us yet another big clinic here with the grand final of this 2nd round here at Katowice. We'll soon see who comes out on top. Joshua Rogers still owning that spot right now. 1st place, Lerner in 2nd. Chin-Chick further back as well. Kevin Ellis Jr., credit to Apex Racing.
Here he is.
And he's dragged himself back into it. It was over a second.
Yeah, he just hasn't got enough.
Really well to drag himself at least somewhat back into this fight, comfortably clear of Kevin Siggy and Enzo Benito behind the.
Like, you want the win, but at the same time, it's over the course of a season, and finishing 2nd compared to maybe 4th. If you make a mistake.
He has to try something, surely.
He certainly does. I tell you what, another scrap brewing as well as Baldwin and Toman. Also Beneke further back. The gap is marginal. Now you can see them coming together still further back. There's some views going on in the further back. You can see there the Porsche team there as well.
Max is all over the back of Benito as well.
Discussion, and there's the battle brewing, folks. 2 Mercedes in the mix in this. Toman,
go on, Baldwin. Go on.
But in comes Baldwin now through Mobile 1 curve and sending it through now.
Go on. You're going to have to hang it around the outside, mate. You're going to have to hang it around the outside.
From making the divisive blow.
Yeah, super stuff from Toman to get down the inside, going through the Sachs curve. Once again, it is absolutely superb. He's
Maybe he used a bit more of his tyres there though, Toman. James might have held on to a bit more of his tyres. Max all over the back of Benito as well, 2 temps.
Toman looking to continue. RAG's prosaic claim for points. Obviously, they've done so well. They led the
That was a good corner. Nice and tight there. Made up just a little bit of time on Moritz there.
It could be the case that Redline closed the gap because Kevin Siggy and Benito currently sit 5th and 6th right now.
I agree, Bever. I agree. It's been a success, really. It's been a good couple of days of racing. Been pleasantly surprised, I must admit.
Still leads, just over 6/10 now. Moritz Lerner in 2nd now on the final lap. He needs to unlock the door now here, Lewis. It's now or never.
Yeah, regardless of who wins this race, it is going to be Rogers. If Lerner does find some way through, if Marcel Chinchik sneaks
oh, here we go.
A big round of applause from everyone here for all of our drivers. They've been absolutely incredible.
Go on, Baldwin.
This one here, Baldwin
go on, James.
Toman, once again going side by side. Toman around the outside through the kick. He's going to be able to hang on. But watch for the up and under, because of course Baldwin's going to go for it.
Absolutely right, Joshua Rogers now. They go side by side.
Oh, I've just cut off the nose of his Mercedes teammate. He's now on the outside. Oh, wow. Hold your breath moment. Oh, my God. Oh, I feel like I want one more lap. Great win by Josh. Great win. Very solid. He's been the quickest man in round 2, that's for sure. Pressure moment as well, being chased down by Moritz. Baldwin just couldn't get past Toman, but there we go.
They return here to round 2 with Joshua Rogers, their man, the Mosaic man, right at the top end. He's done it, Lewis McGlade.
Yeah,
good win. Good win. It was a good race in the end. This at the end. Mate, fair play to Toman. Great defending. I was rooting for James, but he just held on.
Sensational indeed. And we're going to go across now to Will and Luke there in the centre.
James bowed out of it. James bowed out of it, to be fair. No. Who's sending it up the inside? The Team Redline car there. So, Max Beneke and Josh Rogers have won the first 2 rounds of the ESL.
And we have our winner, Josh Rogers. We expected you to be up there.
It wouldn't be anyone else, would it? Only 2 other guys.
Took control. 3 wins out of 3. How does it feel to be an ESL R1 winner?
I'm ecstatic, really. I think that's probably the most emotion I've ever shown after winning a race. You know, it was intense. Moritz really, really put the heat on.
He's got a mix of an Aussie and American accent, isn't he?
Had to push, to be honest, probably too hard in the beginning to build the gap, and I definitely paid the price later on in the race. But there wasn't much left of the Michelins on the Porsche 911. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, there you go. Saying that he killed the tyres early on in the race trying to build the gap. So
much more than what I expected.
Yeah, that's why Moritz was able to catch up at the end.
Absolutely. I'm not sure if Will's got any questions. He's got no voice, to be fair. His voice is done. He's been as excited as everybody.
Voice is gone.
Again, the ESL R1 it's a new revelation in sim racing. Obviously, you almost took a year out. You were doing other things outside of being a 2-time PES champion. How cool is it to be back at the top, back on screen in front of the fans, and winning once again?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well,
it's
overall,
nice to be
guys,
racing regularly again. You know, we have a nice long schedule. It's pretty jam-packed, but honestly, as a driver, that's what keeps you sharp, and it's something that I'm thoroughly looking
do you know what?
forward
As a
to,
weekend as a whole, guys,
honestly,
I think that's been a success. It could so easily have gone wrong, but that has been a success for Rennsport. I think it's been a good watch. I think the racing has been good. The fact there's no damage model has actually helped the racing, probably, in a couple of scenarios.
You had one driver left, and that driver
but
delivered it for you.
Yeah, on to the next one, guys.
I mean, first of all, Josh, we couldn't get
Hey, Craig.
beforehand. Like,
yeah, decent finish in the end. It does look promising. Well, the next The next round is key. So the next round, let's just bring this up for you guys. Let's have a look.
He's a legend, so
the next round isn't a LAN event. The next round is remote. So it would be interesting to see if there's any issues, a la netcode and connection issues, things like that. But if we go on ESL, we had to get the schedule up again.
Huge. Phenomenal stuff
calendar.
From him and the team. Porsche Commander Esports didn't have the best days today, although he still did get a relatively good result.
Here we go.
But today it's just been
the next round is March the 13th, so in a month's time. And yeah, it is online. Online. Everything is online until you get to the final, the spring final, which is in May. So they've got another month to sort out their servers or sort out their netcode. Of course, it's only going to be one server, but multiple connections. Interesting to see if they're able to sort it out. It'd be interesting to see when their closed beta is going to come out as well, because if they're saying that they've had to postpone the closed beta to prepare for this event, then have they got the resource to concentrate on these ESL events, which are come thick and fast after March? You've got 2 events in March, you've got 3 events in April, and then 2 events in May. So I'm intrigued.
Big wins for both of them. We've had some new stars be born as well, though. It's been an incredible weekend.
Well, there you go. There's the points.
Thank you so much to everyone. Apologies.
Oh my God, his voice is gone completely.
Here's the points then from that final race. So Josh Rogers.
So there's only a 5-point difference. I mean, every point matters, but only a 5-point difference between finishing finishing second and first. So that Moritz, if he went for a move and potentially lost 2 places, he could have lost 13 points. So
Mercedes AMG Petronas getting big points today. Durham McCormack with 23 for Williams, and Jeffrey Rietveld getting 20 points for team.
So what's the overall scores at the moment? They're going to show it up?
Incredible stuff again. Fair play to you. Do you know what? You lost your voice. Well, near the back end of yesterday,
well,
and you've...
For me, that's pretty much it, guys. That is... Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I think that's been a successful weekend for Rennsport and for ESL. It's been some good racing. As we said, the next test will be March. Intrigued to see when the closed alpha or closed beta is actually going to come out. But yeah, I thought that was some good racing, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching it along with me too. So I'm going to have go and enjoy the rest of my evening. Have a lovely morning, evening / afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And yeah, remember to hit that like and subscribe button, turn those notifications on. We have some F1 liveries to watch along with tomorrow. Aston Martin and McLaren, both in the evening UK time, which is happy days for me because it's after work and I'll be able to tune into those. So yes, hopefully you can join me for them, and yeah, I will see you guys then. Bye.